So noun is basically, a very fundamental unit of part of speech. So basically, so noun is the first thing that we will learn in parts of speech, and it means nothing but a word that is used to naming anything. A word that is used to naming anything. While right now the statement might seem a little vague to you, but as we go ahead and understand the various types of noun, and what word is classified into what kind of a noun, you'll get a fairly good idea as to what we mean when we say that a word that is used to naming anything. So there are five types of nouns that you can basically classify. The first is proper noun, which is basically nothing but when you name one thing at a time. So one thing at a time is proper noun. Then you have common noun, which is any number of things. Any number of things. After this, we have collective noun, which is nothing but a group of things. A group of things is known as a collective noun. And there's another kind of a noun that is material and should not be mixed with collective or common noun, and it is basically what a thing is made of. What a thing is made of is material noun. And all these four different types of noun are basically concrete nouns. And why we call them concrete nouns is also something that we'll understand by the end of this video. And last is abstract noun, that is used to define a quality, a state of being, and or any action. So quality, state, or action, when you have any of one of these, it is known as an abstract noun. So let's get started with the first one, the proper noun. So a proper noun, as we last saw, is when we name one thing at a time. So basically, if we were to define proper noun, it will be a name for one particular thing, as distinct from every other, right? And to understand this, let's take a few examples. Let's see, we have Raman here. So Raman is the name of a person, right? It's a specific person, and it cannot be used, like Raman cannot be the name of every person. It's the name of a specific person or one particular thing which is distinct from every other. Or if you take the case of say the book The Godfather, right? So it's a specific book, and it is the name of this particular book, which is called The Godfather. Or if you take this case of Mumbai, so Mumbai is a city, right? And not just any city, but a specific city. And or if you take, say, Germany, right? So Germany is a specific country. So all these words sort of fit the criteria where this name, either Raman or the Godfather, Mumbai or Germany, is used for one particular thing which is distinct from every other, right? So basically proper means own. So thus a proper name is its own name, right? And it cannot be given to more than one thing at a time. And this is known as a proper noun, right? The next type of noun that we have here is common noun. So common noun is basically no one thing in particular. So basically, whereas in the last case of a proper noun we saw, it is basically a name for one particular thing. So here it's no one thing in particular, right? So that's a common noun, and it is basically, it can be given to any number of things of the same kind. So common noun can be used for any number of things of the same kind. Now if we use the word man, right? So Raman can be a man, Mohan can be a man, James can be a man. And so this word here man, which is like used for no one thing in particular, but can be used for a number of things of the same kind, is basically common noun. So man word here is the common noun, right? So you can now if you take the example of a book, it's a common noun, because you can refer to any kind of a book with any title, can be put under the classification of a book, or a country, like or a city. So words like this, man, book, country, city, is basically a common noun, right? So basically common means shared by several, so basically several things of the same kind. So and so basically there is a special case where sometimes a proper noun becomes a common noun. And one example that I can give you right now is, say if you were to name the pharaohs of Egypt, right? So basically I mean the pharaohs is technically should be used as as a proper noun, but it is used as a common noun to denote any pharaoh of Egypt. Or in the case of say you want to say he is the Newton of this century, right? So basic, but Newton is the name of a famous scientist, and here in this case it is used for a person to show that he is basically comparable to Newton, and is called as the Newton of this century. So in that case proper noun becomes a common noun, right? And so let's go to the next kind of noun that we have here, is a collective noun. So collective noun is a name for a group of similar individuals, the group being one complete whole. A name of a name for a group of similar individuals. The group being one complete whole, right? So that's important. And to to take the case, let's say there are many sheep in a field. Many sheep in a field. Now the word sheep here is basically a common noun, can be used to determine but if we were writing one flock of sheep, right? So the word flock here is what is known as the collective noun, and the sheep word is the common noun. And so flock is basically saying that there is a group of sheep, and the group is being called as one complete whole, right? So all the sheep in that particular group are basically denoted by saying that there is one flock of sheep, right? So and so apart from there's also a type of a possibility where a collective noun may either be a common or a proper noun. So for example, the term flock may stand for different flocks, but let's say the word parliament can stand for only one body. So in that case in case of a parliament, a proper noun becomes a collective noun. Okay, then in there's also this you must not mix up collective noun with noun of multitude. So let me give you an example. A jury has 12 people, right? So the word jury here is my collective noun, but if I were to use so basically I'm using the word jury to define all 12 people that are in it, right? But if I had a sentence like let's use this sentence, the jury were divided in opinion. So in this case you will see that the word jury is not being used for the entire collective group, and hence in this case it is known as a noun of multitude. Noun of multitude. So how do you differentiate between whether it's a collective noun or noun of multitude? You will see that in this sentence here, a jury has. The jury is being basically called as singular, right? And in this case, the jury is basically plural. So like the word were. The word were is used to define jury, and here it's a singular. So in this case, when it's a singular, it's a collective noun, but when not, it's a noun of multitude, right? So you must be very careful when you sort of see a sentence and you are asked whether it's a collective noun or not, right? All right. So the next one that we have here is material noun. So material noun is a name given to is a name given to some particular kind of matter or substance, some particular kind of matter or substance. All right. So let's take the word sheep that we had used last time. So it says sheep is basically a common noun, right? But if we were to use the meat that is derived from sheep, and this is the flesh of a sheep, it's called mutton, right? So mutton is a material noun. So it's basically some particular kind of matter or substance, which is mutton is basically the flesh of sheep, and it's a material noun, right? So the same word can be sometimes used as material noun or common noun. So if you say a sentence like this, fish live in water, or we have another sentence where we say fish is a good food item, right? So in this case, fish here is a common noun, but here fish that is being denoted as a food item is basically material noun. So you can basically use this to differentiate between the same word whether it can be used as a common noun or a material noun. And finally, we have the abstract noun, which is not a concrete noun, and it's basically used to denote some quality, the state, or action, right? So quality can be, say, a person is intelligent, or someone is clever. So words like this is it's a quality of a human being, right? So it's an abstract noun, this word here. State of being. So for example, poverty is a state of being, right? So poverty is an abstract noun. Action can be anything. Crying can be an action here. Cry. Laughter can be an action. Choice can be an action. To choose, choice. So words like these are all abstract nouns. So the first four kinds of nouns that we had: proper, common, collective, and material, they all sort of describe uh, things that are that relate to objects of sense, and basically things that can be seen or touched or heard or smelt or tasted, so on. And all these nouns are called concrete nouns. But an abstract noun relates to quality, states, etc., but cannot be seen or touched. So cannot be seen, touched, etc., because you cannot touch intelligent or clever or poverty, or so you cannot see them. It's a sense of being, or or it's a quality, or it's an action, and hence these are known as abstract nouns. And so for example, if you take the fact that stone is hard, or you can say that steel is hard, or you can say that wood is hard, and so we can therefore speak of hardness as as a separate identity apart from stone or steel or wood or any kind of object having the same quality. So it's an abstract noun. Hardness is an abstract noun, right? So in the next lessons, what we will do is we'll delve deeper into abstract nouns, try to understand how abstract nouns are derived, and see a few other properties of nouns such as gender, etc. I hope you had you were able to understand all the different types of nouns with this lesson.